Lawson State is excited to announce the ability for students to register for 2 semesters simultaneously. This will really help you to really get a head start, particularly in the fall term. So before you leave for the summer, it's important for you to register for the fall. Or before you leave for the fall, it's important, of course, for you to register for the spring. So let's take a look at how you do this new procedure. So I'm going to go to register where you normally would start the registration process. And depending upon when you're looking at this video, this page does change quite a lot. For example, we were showcasing the interim term. We may have it structured a different way. But one thing you'll always see buttons for the step process. So the class schedule, you'll always see that button. So let's pretend that you already have your degree plan and you already know what you want to take for the summer and you know what you want to take for the fall. So you want to actually register for 2 semesters at the same time. So let's go ahead and let's pretend that you printed off your degree plan and you're ready to go. So you're going to click on class schedules. Of course, this is going to pull up the class schedule feature. And what you're noticing is that the fall schedule is showing. And again, for the purposes of this video, you might be watching this at a different year, and that's okay. But what's important to know is that if you click this hashtag, you'll be able to see the options. So if I wanted to register for a summer term, I can by just simply selecting summer. And if I want to shift to fall, all I have to do is shift to fall. It's that simple. And the different courses will show up. So what's important is that you always start at the very top and make sure you have the right term. This is very, very important. As you can see, fall up here. I'll shift it back to summer because you don't want to make the mistake of registering for the wrong term. You can see the chaos that would cause. So just take your time, make sure you select the right term, and you'll know how to pull the schedule up. Now, I'm not going to go into how do you pull up the schedule because that's a different video and you really should know how to do that by this time. Okay, so again, this is how you change the terms by just tallying it at the very top. And again, if I select, let's say I'm going to look for some biology classes, I go ahead and hit submit and it'll show me all the biology classes for the fall. And again, there's another notation here for the fall term. So just, do your due diligence and make sure you're looking at the right term. There are my web courses, the Birmingham courses, and Bessemer. Okay. So now that you know how to use the schedule, and I'm going to go to summer this time, again, just to show you a quick example. And I go to, this time I'm going to pick English. If I hit submit for the summer now, it'll show me for summer, there we go, double check right here, the web courses, the Birmingham courses, and the Bessemer courses. And remember, you can isolate this differently in different ways, and you know that from previous videos. If you wanted to isolate it by terms, you could do it that way. You can also isolate it by campus, web campus, Bessemer, Birmingham, so forth and so on. So I'm going to return to the registration now page. So when you go to the class schedules where we were, what's important for you to do, and it's very, very important, before you move to step 3, which is to register, you want to make sure that you've written down all the call numbers for the summer, for the courses that you want to take, and all your call numbers for the fall. So you don't even want to move to the next step without that information. So let's pretend that I have that information in hand, and I'm going to move to the register now button. So you're familiar with this, you know how to log in. Let me get to my call number here. All right, so I'm going to click here, and again, you recognize this, and I'm going to log in. I'm going to put my PIN number in. Okay, and when you get to the Student Information Center, just hit the plus sign, as you know, and go to scheduling, and you want to register. Now, I want to bring up something right here. When you are registering, when you are in a current semester. That means that, let's say that it's the spring term and you're trying to register for the summer, okay? The term in which you're at, the closest term to you, that means if you're in spring, summer's coming up next, you'll be able to register, pre-register for your classes and also complete registration pay because it's the closest term coming up. However, keep this in mind, the term that you're registering for, this the furthest out, you'll only be able to pre-register for your classes. You will not be able to pay. So kind of think about what I'm saying. I'm saying that you can pre-register for both terms at the same time, but you can't pay for both classes at the same time. So we'll always announce when you can actually go back and pay for the semester that was further out, okay? But it's important for you to go ahead and hold your seats in all your classes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click register. Check your information, make sure it's right and updated, and once you've done that, click continue to register. And here we go. So if you notice the summer term, it's defaulting to that because that's the current term that's coming up. To switch, just go ahead and switch to fall, and it will allow you to register, as you can see the student has done, for your fall classes. So I'm going to take one off and we'll just add it back. So if I'm going to register back into that biology class, I put in the call number and hit add selected course. If the course is not in your degree plan, it'll give you an alert. If you're sure it's in your degree plan, you're still getting an alert, just contact the admissions office to see what's going on. But in any case, you can see that I typed in the call number and I was added to the course. And that's how simple it is. So the key is right here. If I want to go back to summer, I can go here and add my course. And there you go. So that's how simple it is. You can just tally between those two and build your schedule. The only thing that we want to stress is that you take your time and make sure you know what you're doing so you do not register yourself for the wrong classes in the wrong term. Okay, now remember the last thing that I told you, for the current semester that's coming up, the one that's closest to you, you'll be able to register and complete registration, which is paying, right, when you complete registration. But for the one that's further out, in this case, it was the fall one, right? You'll only be able to register and you have to come back later, a little closer to that term beginning, to complete registration. Okay? And that's it. We hope that you like this. And don't forget, before you leave for the summer term, make sure you register for both the summer and the fall.